to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a weight loss hypnosis session with a difference, because the client I was working with actually had already lost a lot of weight and they were reaching a plateau. And I like to be very upfront and honest with my clients. And I said, look, there's two possible reasons why we're hitting this plateau. Either because you're sabotaging it unconsciously, and a lot of people do that. They think they're eating well, but they might be snacking and all of those hidden calories adds up. Or that they were naturally reaching the appropriate weight for their genetics, their frame, their size, their age. That's also a possibility. And I had the feeling it was more likely to be the second of those things. And what was interesting is that this client volunteered that in their childhood, they were always called fat or chubby or overweight or being obsessed with food by their mother. It didn't seem like it was malicious or cruel in any way. It wasn't bullying. It just seemed like there was a comparison between them and a sibling, and they were seen as the chubby one. And these thoughts became part of their identity. And at that point, the client started to tear up a bit. In hypnosis, we call that an abreaction. That's normally a clue that we're fishing in the right pond. And she kind of volunteered this kind of feeling that it felt like she was chasing some form of validation or worthiness. And the problem with that is that if you do that based on a criteria that is false, it's like trying to get to a mirage where the closer you get, the further away the mirage becomes, and you're never ever going to get that. So this session uses regression and inner child work to give a different message to the childlike version of them, that rather than them believing that they're chubby or overweight, a snack of potatoes, or just obsessed with food, they actually heard what was true, and that is that they were worthy, they were valuable, they were natural, they were just the ideal weight for their size, and there wasn't anything they needed to do. This session is going to be ideal for anyone that feels that they have to be a certain weight in order to be accepted or worthy or enough. If you can connect with that way of thinking, it might be that there was something in your childhood where these ideas got established. There is a big difference between choosing to eat healthy because you want to be healthy and choosing to be active or exercise because you want to be full of vitality and energy, and doing it to make yourself worthy of a criteria that isn't your own. And one of the fears that people have is that if they feel that they accept themselves 100%, they're going to lose the motivation to become whatever they want to be. And rarely is that the case. It just normally changes the energy and the motivation around it. So that rather than trying to be a particular way for someone else, you're doing it for your own reasons. So a lot of people end up losing weight, not because they're trying to lose weight, but just because they feel more comfortable in their own skin. And a lot of that stress and pressure and obligation connected to it just simply goes away. If you can connect to any of these ideas, this session might be useful for you. Please bear in mind, though, that it was created for an individual client. It's unlikely that you had stars on your ceiling when you were a child, or that there was a shared bed with a sibling, or certain things that were unique to this particular client. So I would encourage you to take the essence, and the essence is to go back to a childlike version of you and to let them know that they are worthy and good enough and don't need to be labored or connected to an identity which was never theirs. And if you want something bespoke for you, that we can actually work together and create something for you, rather than you listening to a recording that was done for someone else, there will be a link in the comments to either book sessions or get a discounted consultation call And that consultation call is discounted because you're a listener of the podcast. So use the coupon code podcast to claim that discount. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, give permission to release any tension, any stress, any worries. Just allow it to leave your body in that outward breath. That's it. Notice how your breathing can slow. Breathing in calm relaxation and releasing any echoes of tension. Each breath naturally, effortlessly guides you to a place within where everything seems to slow down. That's it. And you can scan your body for any clues of tension, stress, any worries. That's it. Become aware of any tension in the jaw, your eyelids, and give permission to release. That's it, let go. And as you let go, the very possibilities of change increase. It's almost like, what if things you were told many years ago you accepted as truth, and part of your brain is still acting as if those things are true, even when deep down you know they're not. And sometimes all we need to do is to go back to a moment, to when those seeds of ideas were planted, and to plant new ideas instead. That's it, deeper and deeper relax now. That's it. Drifting down, deep down. And I wonder what it would feel like if you could float up out of your body. Keep your body where it is, but allow your imagination to float upwards. To see yourself there beneath you. And just imagine that your imagination is not bound by the restrictions of a physical body. It can float, it can fly. It can also travel back in time, all the way back. So let's float back now. Let's float back to a childhood home, all the way back. Maybe you were just 3, 4, 5 years old. And I want you to float back and just observe the dynamics. You, your sister, a mother. And I want you to observe what you heard, things you were told, stories told about you, even when they weren't directed at you. And I want you to consider all of these words, seeds of ideas, and some of them took root. Float back and just imagine you are an invisible observer. You can see yourself, and you can see a shared room with 2 beds. White walls, and at night time, and that lampshade is turned off, the ceiling illuminates with stars, but not in the sky, just on the ceiling. That's it. Shapes on the wall, and the lamp is on, and stars in the ceiling when the lamp is off. And I want you to imagine a time where that younger version of you was in the room on their own. Your sister was doing something else, somewhere else. And just imagine you're seeing that child version of you at an age before words could be checked against evidence, at a time before a sentence spoken by someone bigger could be weighed and questioned. You, exactly as you are now, no longer invisible, step into that room too. Feel yourself in your body, but back then. And I want you to observe maybe a startled expression, because this child doesn't know who you are. And maybe you introduce yourself as someone who cares. Or maybe you tell them the truth, that you are them from the future. Maybe you share a secret you didn't tell anyone, just to let this child know that you are safe and that they can trust you. Hold that eye contact. Let them know you are there to listen. And I want you to share with that child, a photograph. A real one. The one that you've actually had in your hands from years later. I want you to get a sense that you are allowing a narrative and the truth to collide. I want you to ask that child if they think they're fat or chubby or love food too much. And just hear what they say. And maybe share with them that what they were told was never the truth. Unfair comparisons, projections from adult insecurities, but not truth. When you show that little girl that photo, tell them you remember thinking you were chubby, thinking you were fat, thinking you weren't quite enough. And now when you look at that photo, you see a healthy, beautiful, natural little girl. And allow that girl to see the sincerity in your face, your eyes, your words. I want you to tell that girl how worthy she is. She is not chubby. She's natural. I want you to say how capable she is. How kind. Most of what you heard in your childhood were untruths about food, rather than compliments of your qualities. So let's even the balance. And you tell that younger version of you the things you really wanted to hear. Tell that child they are smart and capable, kind and caring, beautiful, natural. Tell them that they are absolutely good enough, exactly as they are. And maybe that child is just confused, because in the moment, they just saw the reality as they were told it. But you know what it cost. All those moments of comparison, of struggle, of feeling that if I do this, then it will be enough. But was it? How was it possible for someone to lose kilos of fat and still see something and feel that it's not quite enough? And if there's a part within that is done with chasing a mirage, a moving target, and instead wants to make choices from a position of strength and empowerment, positivity and self-acceptance, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And give that younger version of you a hug. Tell them they are loved. Tell them they are enough. That's it. They were always enough. And those goalposts that used to move, the number that shifted the moment you got close to it, simply stops relocating. Because worth was never behind that goalpost to begin with. It was never a destination. It's just the ground you've been standing on this whole time. Whether or not you've been resting your own weight on it. From now on, you trust what your eyes show you over what an old voice once told you. You are worthy exactly as you are. You were worthy then. You are worthy now. And 10 years from now, you will be worthy too. If you gain 2 kilos, you're still worthy. If you lose 2 kilos, you're still worthy. Worthiness and weight are no longer connected. If you choose to be healthier, that's a choice. You choose to eat good quality food, be active. What a wonderful choice that is. But notice how it changes when you simply do that because you want to, not because you're trying to escape a fake identity or chase a criteria of worthiness that you've already met. From this point onwards, you let evidence outrank old stories. You receive what's offered to you, including kindness, including praise. So pay yourself, that younger version of you, the compliments that were true all along. And then switch perspective so you become the child and receive them with that very spirit that they were intended. Not as flattery, but as sincerity. You were enough. You are enough. You will be enough. And I want you to feel a weight. Not a physical weight, but an emotional weight. The real excess weight you've been carrying is not in body fat, but in false narratives and fake stories. And I wonder if now you're willing to let go of those old stories. Most of them were never true. And even if they were, they're just a story and not your identity. And when you've let go of all of that weight of fake words and old stories, of narratives that were never true, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to feel you as you are and you as you were, both worthy, both beautiful, both natural, both full of self-acceptance and joy. It's time to say goodbye to that younger version of you. Tell them they're loved, they're capable, and they get to do things based on what they want to, not based on fighting a narrative that was never true. Give them a hug, say goodbye, and then float back. Back up into the sky, float all the way back. All the way back into the future to where you are now, but see a subtle shift in the timeline. What would have happened if you felt worthy from day one? What experiences would you have enjoyed more? What opportunities would you have said yes to? And maybe you'd be exactly the same weight you are now. The key difference would be the new version of you would be brimming with self-acceptance. No longer under the spell of words that were never true. So float back down into the present version of you. and connect with that feeling of self-acceptance. You love and accept every part of your body. And if there's something you want to change, then change it. But only because you want to change it. And if you want to do healthy things, do healthy things. And I want you to feel how liberating that feels. That all of that struggle and stress can just fade away. And imagine staring at yourself in a full-length mirror and start seeing yourself as you saw that younger version of you. It's compliments that come to mind: acceptance, pride. That's it. Very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. What will awaken is the worthy, self-accepting version of you. And what can stay in the past is that old version of you that used to believe things that weren't true. That old part is no longer useful here in the present. Because once something has updated, the previous version automatically gets deleted. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connecting, calibrating to the here and the now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.